My husband asked for permission to take a second wife. I gave it to him with conditions. Now he says I'm unreasonable. I, 31F, have been married to my husband, 36M, for almost 8 years. We have 3 children and live in a Gulf country where polygamy is legal and religiously allowed, though not very common anymore. My husband is successful, well paid, and until recently I truly believed our marriage was strong. Then one day he sat me down and told me he wanted to marry another woman. I didn't yell or cry, I asked for time to think. Important detail: before marriage, we signed a prenup stating he would not marry again unless I gave explicit permission. So this wasn't an announcement, it was a request. A few days later, I told him to explain what he had in mind. He said Islam allows up to 4 wives, and that he felt financially capable. I told him I would agree, under conditions. First, I said he couldn't just take one more wife. If he wanted polygamy, he had to do it properly. That meant 3 additional wives, not 1. Next, I told him all additional wives had to be at least 45 years old, and that I would remain the youngest wife. Then I explained they must be divorced with children, widows with children, or terminally ill women who needed care. He already married a young woman once and doesn't get another one. That's when his expression changed. I continued. Every wife would receive the same standard of living I have. A villa the same size as mine in a comparable neighborhood with a private pool. Each wife would also receive her own car equal in value and quality to mine, fully paid for and maintained by him. I told him his responsibility wouldn't stop there. Just as he helps care for my family, he would also have to care for theirs. Sick or elderly parents would be his responsibility. Rent or housing problems would be his responsibility. All children, mine and theirs, would be treated exactly the same, with the same affection, involvement, and discipline. He would pay for all their schooling at the same level as our children, including the same schools and opportunities. If any wife wanted more children, he would have to have children with her as well. He could not refuse one wife while agreeing with another. If a wife was terminally ill or passed away, her children would remain his full responsibility financially and emotionally. Time would be split perfectly equally, equal nights, equal weekends, equal holidays, with no favoritism. My quality of life could not decrease in any way, and if it did, my consent would be withdrawn. When I finished, my husband said I was being unreasonable. I told him I was being fair. Polygamy is supposed to be about justice, responsibility, and care, not convenience or ego. If he wanted the right, he had to accept the weight. Now he's very quiet. Suddenly he's rethinking whether another marriage is really what he wants. Funny how fast enthusiasm disappears when equality gets expensive.